You've probably heard this before. Europe has high taxes. But for an American retiree, that's not always true. In fact, depending on where you live, you might actually pay less tax in Europe than in the United States. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what happens to a $50,000 retirement income in Spain, France, and Italy. Real numbers, real outcomes, and a few surprises that most people don't see coming. I'm Brian Sean Stewart for StockFocus.com. Let's get into it. Before we go further, we need to talk about two things most people overlook. First, the exchange rate. You're earning in dollars, but living in euros. Over the past 10 years, the dollar-to-euro exchange rate has swung 20 to 25%. A $50,000 income in US dollars might translate to 42,500 euros in a weak dollar year, 47,500 euros in a strong dollar year, 50,000 euros at parity. Currency risk is real, but manageable. And no, you don't need a finance degree or to sit at your desk trading currency futures all day. There are simpler, more practical strategies. We'll cover those in a future video. Second, tax rules change. The only thing constant is change. We research the current situation, but as we speak, a bureaucrat in France, Spain, or Italy might be writing a tax reform that impacts expats. Examples: Portugal's NHR program, closed 2024. France's PUMA contribution, new fee introduced December 2025. Italy's 7% regime could change any time. This is why a cross-border tax accountant is highly recommended. Not optional. Recommended. We'll put together a resource directory in the pinned comments later. But understand, tax planning is not set it and forget it. It's an ongoing strategy. With that said, let's get into the numbers. Let's start with Spain. Spain uses a progressive income tax system. But here's the key. Not all your income is taxed the same way. If you're retired and living on Social Security, pension income, investment withdrawals, your effective rate often lands lower than the headline numbers suggest. At 45,000 to 50,000 euros, you're likely in a blended effective tax range of 10 to 20%. But there is an important nuance. Spain taxes worldwide income if you're a tax resident, which is more than 183 days per year. There is a US-Spain tax treaty, so you are not double taxed, but you are still filing in both countries. Under the US-Spain tax treaty, Social Security may be taxed in Spain as your country of residence. Private pensions are generally taxed in Spain. IRA and/or 401k withdrawals are generally taxed in Spain. You claim a foreign tax credit on your US return to avoid double taxation. But there is a little curveball when it comes to Roth IRAs. Roth IRA withdrawals, which are tax-free in the US, are often taxed as regular income by Spain. This surprises many American retirees, and depending on how much you have in a Roth, it may be very significant or not at all. Healthcare is not a tax, but a benefit that you still must pay for. After 1 year of legal residency, many retirees can enroll in the Convenio Especial system, which gives you public healthcare access for a fixed monthly cost. 60 euros per month, under age 65, 157 euros per month, age 65 plus. Spain is structured, predictable, and moderately taxed. Not low tax, but not extreme either. France is where things get interesting. Because France looks high tax, but often isn't for American retirees. Why? Two reasons. One, the tax treaty. Under the US-France tax treaty, Social Security is taxed only in the US. Most IRA and pension distributions are taxed only in the US. Roth IRA withdrawals remain completely tax-free in France under Article 18 of the treaty. Fact-check note: this is one of France's major advantages over Spain, Portugal, and many other countries. France explicitly recognizes Roth tax-free treatment, while most European countries do not. 2. Household taxation system. France taxes by household units, quotient familial, which often lowers your effective rate significantly. At 45,000 to 50,000 euros equivalent income, many retirees land in the 0% to 10% effective range. Yes, lower than expected. Fact-check edition, 2026 PUMA update. France recently passed legislation in December 2025, introducing a new fixed healthcare contribution for non-EU visitor visa holders. The final decree is still being drafted as of early 2026, but estimates suggest 100 to 200 euros per month, or 25 to 50 euros per month annual minimum, based on parliamentary discussions. Additionally, you'll likely need mutuelle supplemental insurance, 50 to 150 euros per month. But purely from an income tax standpoint, France can be surprisingly efficient. France is complex, but potentially very favorable, especially for Americans with Social Security plus Roth IRA assets. Italy is the wild card. Standard taxation, 15% to 25% effective rate, similar to Spain. But Italy has something unique, the 7% flat tax regime. If you move to certain southern municipalities, you can elect a 7% flat tax on foreign income for up to 10 years. That's one of the most aggressive retiree tax incentives in Europe. But there are strict conditions. Municipality must be under 20,000 population in qualifying regions. Sicily, Calabria, Sardinia, Campania, Basilicata, Abruzzo, Molise, Puglia. Plus earthquake-affected areas in Marche, Umbria, Lazio. Must not have been Italian tax resident in the 5 prior years. Applies to foreign-sourced income, pensions, Social Security, investments. Duration, 10 years maximum. Palermo does not qualify despite being in Sicily because its population, approximately 625,000, exceeds the 20,000 limit. But surrounding Sicilian towns may qualify. For standard Italian taxation without 7% regime, SSN, Servizio Sanitario Nazionale, voluntary enrollment, 2,000 to 2,788 euros per year, income dependent. Roughly 167 to 232 euros per month. Specialist co-pays, 20 to 40 euros per visit. So, Northern Italy, standard rates, 15 to 25%. Southern Italy, qualifying towns, potentially 7% flat. Italy is flexible, opportunity-driven, and highly dependent on location. Now, some of you are thinking, what about Portugal? What about Greece? Good question. Because those countries do offer special tax incentives, flat tax regimes, aggressive expat programs. Fact-check updates. Portugal. The non-habitual resident (NHR) program closed to new applicants in 2024. New residents fall under standard Portuguese progressive tax, 13 to 48%. Roth IRA issue. Portugal does not recognize Roth tax-free treatment. Only original contributions, cost basis, are tax-free. Investment growth is taxed as pension income. Greece. 7% flat tax for foreign retirees for 15 years, if you move your tax residency. Must spend 183 plus days per year in Greece to qualify. One of Europe's best tax deals currently available. Similar to Italy's 7%, but no population limit restrictions. These countries deserve a dedicated deep dive. That's part 2. So, here's the takeaway. Taxes in Europe are not universally high. They are structured differently, dependent on income type, highly influenced by tax treaties. For many American retirees, the combination of Social Security, moderate withdrawals, strategic country choice can result in equal or lower taxes than the US. This is, of course, highly dependent on the state and city you are coming from. For a move from, let's say, New York City or Los Angeles to Europe may not be as much of a tax shock as if one were to move from Florida or Texas. Examples. France. Social Security taxed only in US Roth IRA tax-free, equals potentially 0 to 10% effective. Greece. 7% flat tax for 15 years on foreign income. Italy, qualifying southern towns, 7% flat tax for 10 years. Spain, moderate 10 to 20%, but Roths are taxed. Watch out. Europe is not one tax system, it's a menu. Spain offers balance, France offers structure and exceptional Roth IRA treatment. Italy offers opportunity, if you choose the right town. The question is not, is Europe high tax? The question is, which system fits your income structure? I'm Brian Sean Stewart for StockFocus.com. If you want to compare your specific estimated tax liabilities between your current location and one in Europe, you can visit StockFocus.com to use the free Tax Estimator tool. If this helped you think more clearly about retiring in Europe, subscribe. And in the comments, tell me, would you choose Spain, France, Italy, or wait for part 2? Thank you for watching, and Godspeed.